Accessing WRMW file. Sir, I'm picking up something on the satellite. Downloading archives. Sir, I'm having a little interference. I'm checking it out right now.
Alex Figueroa?
Pablo.
Ralph Perez, Silvio.
Here we go. Welcome to Wide Range Media Webcast.
Welcome, everyone, to a new episode of Wide Range Media, episode 86. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-hosts are...
I am Pablo.
And this is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet NYC.
All right, so this is a special edition, because every time we hit January, we always do the best of 2018. Correct, boys?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But, again, if you want to reach us at the show, there's a few ways you could do it. I'm going to put it up on the screen. And just take a quick look before we continue going. First things first, you could call us at 1-609-727-2461. You could call us in once we say we're going to go on the hotlines. Or you could reach us at widerangemediawebcast@gmail.com or at Twitter at widerangemedia. So let's get right into it. Let's go with some news before we get into the hot topic of the show. Is that cool?
It's cool.
All right, so let's start off with the good stuff. All right. So yesterday, I got a text message from Pablo.
You did?
Yeah, you sent me a text message very quick after our meeting. And then you
To
go...
wish you happy birthday.
That was today, man.
By the
Today's my
way,
birthday.
guys, today's Alex's birthday.
Oh. Thank you. So Pablo sends me a text, and he goes, Jason Reitman is helming to do Ghostbusters. And I go, oh, Lord Almighty, here we go down this rabbit hole again. I was like, why? I was like, we went through this 2016 debacle, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I was like, Sony's gonna open can of worms again. So I said, you know what? Pablo goes, don't start flipping out until you find out more. So
No, actually, I said haters gonna hate.
no, that's a stupid quote, man. That's a stupid quote. I don't like quotes like that because. With any movie, you can't say haters are gonna hate when the movie was bad. You can't say Predator is
That's your
garbage and you're
opinion.
gonna say
We went over this.
no. I just no, it's not my opinion. You guys, a lot of people, Ghostbusters was bad,
Which I did.
and I'm just saying you're not gonna say haters gonna hate. You're not gonna say.
Ask everyone in my family. They all liked it.
How many times you guys saw it?
We saw it twice. Once in the theater
Okay,
and
so
once in video.
that's not that good. If you saw it twice, you gotta see
Why?
it more than once.
What?
You gotta see it more than once to be a good movie. But if
What?
I'd say it to say a movie's really good, you gotta see it more.
I never said it was really good.
So what is it then? So all right.
I thought it was an enjoyable movie. It wasn't a terrible movie. It wasn't that everyone hated this movie. For me, I thought it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Ralph, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it for the moment. And then, about a day later, I said, oh, no. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fair.
Well, anyway, let's just say the debacle because the box office
It's
reflected
not
on it. It's a
all right.
box office hit, and
it wasn't a hit. You're right. It
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't a hit.
I'm just saying it showed in the numbers. Sony had to pull the plug on sequels because they knew they were not going to make another one because no one was going to see it after this big.
Which is unfortunate. I
Which
would have
I
liked
was-
to. I would have liked to have seen a continuation. I think the next one would have been better.
Oh hell no! I was throwing a marching band. I was like, it's not making another one. I was helming that sucker, but it wasn't because of the female roles. It's not the female roles' fault that the plot of the movie stunk, and they wanted to rehash the first movie and make it into this modern take. That was not fault. But then, a few years later, 3 years later, Sony goes, wait a minute, we got a secret development going on called Rust City. That was the project name under Rust City. That was the Operation Rust City. Dan Aykroyd in November spoiled the beans and said a new Ghostbusters movie is being helmed and is being in development. So I said, oh, I'm reading all this stuff for tonight's episode. I said,
And let's be clear. This is a direct sequel to the original two films from the 80s.
Yes. So they're going down the Halloween route. They're doing it after the events of 1. So part 2 never happened, and in 2016, yes, part 2 never happened, and 2016 never happened. Ghostbusters.
Well,
Okay.
So you're getting now a direct sequel after the 1984 version of Ghostbusters.
oh.
So then today, on my birthday, Jason Reitman emails me and goes, Alex, do you want to see a sneak peek at the movie? So I said, oh my God, Jason. I was like, all right. And to AKA, I don't know Jason Reitman, but I was just joking around. And today they dropped the spoiler, the teaser trailer. Right? I don't know if you guys saw it.
I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it.
Let me just tell you right now, he made me into a believer. I am so in the theater, all up in the theater. So the way the trailer goes, I don't have the trailer to put it on because it's hard for me to get. So the way the trailer goes, I'm gonna say it very quick. It's a 1-minute trailer. It's in a farm, very dark.
Middle of
yeah,
nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere. It's a thunderstorm, but all of a sudden you hear proton packs going off in the distance in the barn. And I'm going, oh my God. And then they start to play the 1984 music of when they meet Gozer. It goes that whole thing, like that. Yeah. It starts to build up and the camera starts to do the Evil Dead going, and I'm going, oh, no way. Don't do this to Big Papa Al. I'm about to have a heart attack up in this piece. All of a sudden, they go into the barn. Proton packs are going off. And all of a sudden, a gust of wind comes and the Ecto-1 is shown. Holy Santa Maria. That's all you needed to show. And then it goes to black screen. The proton packs ignite, boing, and it says summer 2020. And right now, it's the hottest topic in Ghostbuster land because everyone is going crazy now in Ghostbusters land.
About it.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying that film in 1984. I remember seeing it in the movies at least 4 times that summer. I loved it that much, at the time.
And this is the reason why you release a teaser. And to 2016 credit, they never did that.
Right.
What they did was a full trailer, which got people going crazy because the first thing in the trailer said was 4 scientists save New York City. And that's when you knew these people didn't know what was going on because it was no 4 scientists because Winston was a regular guy who walked into the place and said, if it has a paycheck, I'll
believe
take
anything
Yeah,
you
you're
say.
there. Right. So I'm like, come on. So that trailer, as of right now, is one of the best trailers of leading up to the Ghostbusters movie. That's how you set up the movie. That's how you have to do it. The Ecto-1, that's it. You didn't even have to show the original Ghostbusters, which they're not even, as of right now, they're not part of the movie. So we don't know what's going on. As of right now, the plot is going to be 2 guys and 2 females, which I'm happy about, which they should have done in the first place. They're going to be teenagers. Is it going to be Oscar from Ghostbusters 2? But again, if it's not Ghostbusters 2, then that means it's going to be new guys. And my theory is that barn where the Ecto-1 is, that's Ray's family's house. Remember, he sold his family's farmhouse to get the headquarters in Manhattan. So as of right now, you got the barn with all the proton packs and the Ghostbuster Ecto-1. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
You're amped, dude.
I'm amped right now today. But anyway, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about the good stuff because Ghostbusters is in 2020. We'll talk about all that stuff when trailers drop and more information. Let's get into the hot topics. Spider-Man Far From Home came out with the trailer reaction.
Whoa.
We did our trailer reaction. Well, I did for the channel.
Yeah,
I want to hear you guys' opinion on when you guys saw the trailer. So Pablo, lead us off because you're the Spider-Man fan here.
I think, I guess. Am I?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Ralph is not the big Spider-Man. He said it before. He's not.
I love Spider-Man. but
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's what I'm saying. Ralph's a big fan too.
Right, but he didn't read comics like you did.
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
Ralph,
like-
yeah.
Well, I don't-
Ralph read his Godzilla comics.
Yeah, he read Godzilla, which we'll go with that once we hit more Godzilla stuff.
That's
But-
true because that's coming out in May. I think.
Yeah, May.
Yeah, in May.
Oh, it's a good summer, but we'll talk about that in the next episode when we lead that up later. But get ahead,
is
Pablo. What do you think of Spider-Man Far From the Casa?
I thought the trailer was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's not a problem, but I think the thing is that because we don't know the outcome of what happens with Peter Parker, because in Infinity War he died. So, and we know that this movie takes place after Endgame.
Mm.
So then
So then there it is.
Yeah, so obviously he comes. So yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, obviously we knew that they were going to kill off Spider-Man. That somehow he was going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's. I wished this movie would have come out next summer and let Avengers play out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying because
Yeah.
it's too many movies back to back.
Not
Yeah,
so much
because
too
you
many
got
movies
Captain
back to back.
Marvel, you got Captain Marvel, you got Infinity Endgame, and now you got Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Captain Marvel, we know that Captain Marvel is supposed to lead to Endgame. So I'm
Right.
okay with that in terms of the timeline.
Mm.
What I'm saying is that Spider-Man should have come out either maybe later on in the year or next summer, or at least this trailer should have come out after
Infinity War.
Endgame.
Endgame.
Exactly.
yeah.
After we see Endgame. Not even a trailer of Endgame. After Endgame came out. Because then we'll know the outcome of not only Spider-Man, but all the other superheroes that died. Then that
Okay.
would have made more sense. So it kind of took away a little bit of the anticipation of Endgame because we know that he somehow he comes back to
Survives.
life or survives.
Okay, I see what you mean.
That's it. That's the only.
Not only that,
Yeah.
you see this
Nick
guy,
Fury?
Nick
Fury,
Fury,
which is
who
another
also
died.
at the end of
Exactly.
Infinity War turned to dust as well.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, okay.
Yes. So you get my point. That's the only thing. Other than that, put that aside. I thought the trailer was solid. I like the I don't want to say theme, but I like just that the music that they use for this trailer worked. I like the lighthearted intro,
Okay.
and then it kind of gets a little bit more serious. And I love Mysterio. The way Mysterio looks,
He looks very strong.
I absolutely loved it, and I'm a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, and his intro, or Mysterio's intro, was awesome. And I'm a fan of, like, Mysterio is one of my favorite villains.
Okay.
So I really really like that, and I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it.
I like the idea of it being in London, or I don't. It's like, okay, Peter Parker from the trailer. You can see Peter Parker and a bunch of other school students go on some kind of school trip overseas to Europe, and they go to London. You see a lot of London stuff. I don't know if they go to any other cities, but it was pretty cool. And to see that happening, seeing Spider-Man swinging around London Bridge there for a second was pretty awesome. I thought the idea that it's after. In fact, I guess it was a clear giveaway that they were going to bring him back, that particular character. I mean, come on, for real, you were going to like kill him off permanently, and I guess we can argue that regarding Endgame, but when it comes to the anticipation of the summer about how this is going to come out, it's going to be awesome. It's really going to be nice, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the mystery, it's funny with this trailer. the thing with Marvel, when they do their trailers, they show way too much. And I felt like with this Spider-Man, they should have did more of a teaser trailer than a trailer. They showed Mysterio way too fast. Because they're fighting now this water thing, which now I'm like, okay, so now they have a water guy and Mysterio they fighting?
No, that's part of what Mysterio's powers is, that he was a special effects guy. So he was able to create like these special, like, illusions.
Okay.
Like these special effects illusions. So that's his quote unquote powers. So the water guy and all that stuff, those are just illusions of Mysterio. That's what it is.
Oh.
They're not separate
okay.
villains.
Oh, okay. Because I
That's
was
all
lost.
part
I was
of
like,
Mysterio. Yeah.
oh, okay. I was lost. I was like, he's fighting now two dudes? Like, now he found Iceman, what was it, Sandman, and now Water Guy?
No,
I was
that's,
like,
that's
oh,
what
okay.
it is. That's all Mysterio.
I mean, it looked great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great trailer. I mean, it made me want to see it. I was like, this is pretty cool. All right, so let's go. What's the next topic we got? Star Wars.
That's right.
Go ahead. Do the Star Wars.
Now,
The trailer dropped.
No, the trailer did not drop.
Yeah, just now. I'm looking at. I'm watching it now.
You're lying to me.
Look, I'm on Twitter. 2 minutes ago, it's trending already. Number one. You want to stop the webcast to see it?
You better
Nah, I'm just
stop,
kidding.
Pablo. He's pulling my leg. I'm gonna watch this.
Oh,
This is my for those of you who don't know,
Lightsaber.
one of them. This is the Ultra Sabers Manticore from the company Ultra Sabers. Pretty cool, you know. Has a flash on clash. So that's just nice. The reason why I brought this out because we are talking Star Wars, and the reason why I want to talk Star Wars is because, as you know, at the end of this year, this coming December, it's the final installment of the sequel trilogy, Star Wars Episode 9. Now, with that comes a series of different things and theories that have been like starting to bleed out the last few weeks. One of them has to do with the identity of who Supreme Leader Snoke is, was, or whatever. I mean, there's been like all year long, there have been rumors. Is he going to come back, or is he going to just be in flashbacks, things of that nature? A lot of things seems to be pointing towards a flashback scenario, but more about learning about his past. And as a matter of fact, there's a lot of word that they're going to come out with a book about him, about his story, about everything you need to know about him. That will be released about a month before the film comes out. So that way, if people want to delve into that before the movie, they're free to do so. Now, this is just a rumor, but that is something else. Another thing, and I'm going to give this away. If those of you don't want to hear it, cover your ears. But it actually, there have been sources that have leaked the full name of Supreme Leader Snoke, like what his first name was and everything. Because as you know, Palpatine's full name was Sheev. Sheev was his first name, Sheev Palpatine. So there was this source that referred to an Evander Snoke as part of a political committee that was squaring off against, General Leia and what would become the Resistance later on. So that might be the connection as to why she and Han knew about Snoke in Episode 7, because they knew all about him. They knew the whole story about what happened to their son. So, hopefully this book, if it is true, this book will kind of unveil all that. So that's one thing. The second thing I want to refer to is a fan film that came out a few weeks ago that's been circulating a lot here on YouTube called Vader Shards of the Past, Episode 1. And it's been getting a lot of hits. It was very well made. If you haven't seen it, maybe we can put the link below later, Alex, after the initial broadcast, so people can check it out for themselves. I plan on doing a review of it in my channel, Strange Planet NYC. I'm really, I was fascinated by it because it gives you an idea of who Vader or what Vader was going through not too soon after he turned. Like, right. It kind of shows, and it shows these. I don't want to give too much away because I would, check it out. I would love to, it gives you a sense of, his relationship with the Emperor at that time. So, as you know, for those of you who've seen the original trilogy, there's this idea that Vader had, for pretty much most of the time, wanted to get rid of the Emperor, to overthrow him, to destroy him. Okay, he mentions it briefly in Episode 3. He mentions it briefly to Luke in Empire Strikes Back. So there's always been this kind of, I want to get rid of this guy. I want to take him out, which has always been the kind of rule of two rule that once the apprentice has superseded the master, you kill the master off. So there's that whole thing. I liked it. I really liked this fan film. I don't know who made this. I didn't get all the facts down yet. But it was very well made. Alex, you said you saw it, right? You want to tell me about your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it pretty quick because we have a long show today. But
yes.
I'm gonna do it pretty quick. It was made by Star Wars Theory. That's the P that put it out. But the reason why I did not put the trailer up or why is because Disney came out and took the money from him. They said that you could use the characters alike, but they cannot use the I think he said, because he put out a video talking about that he made this for the fans and he told them that they could take the money. He doesn't care. But basically they monetized and took his stuff. So if you watch it, all the money goes to Disney, or I forgot the other company that does the music took it. It's kind of messed up because it's a fan film. I mean, I understand if you're doing a film if you're doing a fan film on a movie, like if I do a Ghostbusters movie and it's a fan film and Sony comes and try to reap the profits, kind of messed up because you're kind of promoting them, but it's not your property. So he understands that because it's George Lucas's. Well, now Disney. But anyway, in terms of the film itself, it's a really good. I mean, it's one of the best fan films I think I ever seen.
Really?
It's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah. It's from Star Wars Theory, and let me just tell you, it's 16 minutes, and it was just like watching Clone Wars, the Star Wars Clone Wars come to life, because it was really good. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
I had to see it again because I was really thrown off. I was like, this is really good camera work, special effect. I mean, all the characters look exactly like Star Wars characters. Mm-hmm. They had the guards all dressed up. The clone guys all sounded like them. I mean, it is a really good job that he did.
It really was. Like I was like, he must have had a lot of money to put that together the way he did.
Yeah, it was crowdfunded, and then he used his own money.
There you go.
So all right, so let's get into the bread and butter of the show. The bread and butter.
The butter
of the show, which is the best of 2018. Our movies that were best of 2018. We always do it in January. Right after the new year, we always come up with our lists of 5 and then 2 honorable mentions. And we're gonna start off with
8 honorable mentions.
Pablo has like a ridiculous list. This dude has like, I think he saw every movie that came out from like January to December of that year. Because this dude's list is like 100 honorable mentions with 5 like movies. So it's mad funny. So I don't know if you want to go last. You want to go last on that one?
The format is we all go around
Yeah.
and we first say our honorable mentions,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then we all say what is our top. Like then we go around. We say, okay, our number 5 is, and then our number 4, 3, 2, so and until we get to number 1. So that's how we usually do it. So we can start with the honorable mentions. I won't spend a lot of time on them. Maybe I'll just list them, and then if anybody wants to chime in, they may do so.
Okay.
We can do it that way. But do you guys have an honorable mention list?
I don't have. Ralph does. I don't. I only have 3 movies that for me, was the best of 2018.
So that means that past 3 movies, there wasn't anything worth
for me that I
listing?
didn't watch more than once. So it makes no sense for me to say it. Like my replay value for it was just 1.
Okay. So you don't have any honorable mentions?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't even have a 5th movie.
I don't even have a 5th or 4th movie. That's how crazy I am.
I have 5 best movies. I have 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Well,
Well,
Pablo
since
has the
Alex-
most, so might as well go with Pablo. He has like
you
for
want-
me and everybody on the
You
on
want
YouTube.
some, Alex? You want to borrow some of my
Yeah, I'm
honorable
about to
mentions?
borrow some of his.
To finish your list.
Finish my list off. All right, so
Okay.
go ahead. Let's get to it. Let's do the honorable
right.
mentions.
Okay.
I have
honorable
Predator.
mentions. These are movies that which is a lot of fun. I really enjoy them, but I just couldn't fit them in the top 5. And some of these movies might surprise you.
Okay.
Because these movies could easily be in some other top list, even number 1. There's one movie here that I have that many have as number 1. Okay, so we'll start with my honorable mentions. I have Upgrade, which I spoke about earlier in the year in the podcast, which I've told you guys to watch, and Alex hasn't seen it yet.
I have it on my Quantico. I will watch it.
Rob,
You
did you
know,
see it?
Upgrade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. Anyway, definitely go see it. All right, so upgrades. I also have Game Night. I thought Game Night was one of the top comedies of 2018. It was very funny. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Ralph looks confused.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
didn't
"What's
see
game
that one.
night?"
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen
Game
that.
Night, remember that's with Jason Bateman.
And Rachel McAdams.
Yes,
I
that
didn't see
they
it.
get together with friends and they like avid like fanatic board gamers that they
Okay.
take it seriously. So something happens in which the game like becomes real and then they have to solve mystery. But it's very funny, a very funny movie. I really enjoyed it. Okay, I have Black Klansman.
Which one is
Um,
this one? Oh, this is with Denzel's son, right?
Spike Lee movie.
Yeah, that's Spike Lee movie where Denzel's son and Adam Driver.
Okay.
Excellent movie, very powerful, very good movie. I really liked Black Klansman. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh my god.
Was it that good?
Yes, great movie, great movie.
Yeah.
I have Won't You Be My Neighbor, which was a documentary on Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I saw that in the movie theater. Excellent documentary, really good, uplifting, very emotional.
You
So,
cried.
It was, it was
I don't know
powerful.
if you want to admit it. He was like,
Yeah.
it was
It's a
was powerful.
strong movie. Strong
do
movie, man.
no.
Won't you be
Can I
my
be-
tissue?
Can I be your neighbor? All right.
Yeah.
And then my final honorable mentions is Black Panther.
No way.
Yeah. I love Black Panther. Great movie. I just felt there were 5 others that was just I enjoyed more. So
Wow. I'm shocked
yeah.
that the Black Panther, because the Black Panthers was started the box office that year.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
started it off.
That was the beginning of the.
The Wakanda forever.
That was going was awesome though. I love that.
All right, Ralph. Give us your honorable mention.
My honorable mentions, and you're shocked, Alex, but you're gonna be doubly shocked because I only have 2, and one of them is Black Panther as well. Yep,
Really?
I put it as an honorable mention as well because the 5 I have are the ones that really impacted me the most.
Okay.
This one might have started the year, but this is just how I thought I had to do it. That Black Panther was amazing, and we talked about it in our podcast in the past about regarding, the cultural connections, to everything. Even though a lot of this, it's Marvel, so you're gonna get a lot of fictional stuff, but there was such an appreciation that I felt for it was its own world, and so it could have been its own movie. It didn't need the Marvel universe, cinematic universe. It could have just been its own thing, and it would have thrived. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now but because it's part of everything, and obviously it was part of Infinity War, and then it just made it that much sweeter to see them again in Infinity War. So, that's what I loved about it. The other honorable mention is another Marvel movie. 2 Marvel movies, 2 honorable mentions. Ant-Man 2, and Ant-Man and Wasp.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Oh God, that was so much fun. I saw it twice. I think I saw it 3 times at this point now. I love that movie,
Jesus.
but
Really?
it's not. But again, it doesn't. I had to pick. Okay, like if we were doing a top 10, they would be in the top 10 list. But since we're doing a top 5, or at least I am, because you're not, Alex.
Alex doesn't like movies.
I don't like crap.
He likes watching movies and then coming back. It sucked.
You know what? I'm honest when I watch it. Okay, I sit down and I have my critiques. I have my replay value is very big. I'm very big on replay value. If I know I'm not gonna watch this more than twice, then it's like, what the hell's the point? Like I'm just like, whatever. Then
mean more
Ant-Man
than
and
one?
Wasp watched it once, didn't even buy it. I was just like, eh.
I bought it. I have it.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. It's not with my Marvel collection.
Got it. I got it.
But anyway, if I could I'm gonna do my honorable crap list. So my number is
No. We're not doing bad movies. We're doing
Really?
top movies. Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna do Predator and the Nun. I was gonna put there as my two honorable craps.
No, we're not doing that.
But
That's
anyway,
another show.
that's another show. Okay, fine. I don't have. 2018. I know there was a lot of good movies. You know what? I'll say Jurassic Park. Just to play with you guys, I'll do it. Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom goes in my honorable mentions. That was one. That's only. And I saw that once, so I'm gonna. I'll leave it there. That wasn't as good, but I think you guys saw it. That's my honorable mention.
It too. I guess it could be mine too. I guess.
Yeah, honorable mention. Jurassic Park. It goes right in that bin. All right, so let's go into our top 5.
Top 5.
And
let's see. Go ahead, Pablo. Let's see what you got for your top 5.
All right, my top 5. Okay, my number 5 movie of 2018. It's a movie that actually came out just a few months ago. And it was funny thing about this movie is that when it was first announced that it was coming out, I hated the
I already know what it is.
I hated the idea.
Oh,
let's cue the poster.
I hated the fact that they were actually going forward with this and doing this. But when I saw this movie, it totally changed my mind because it was so well done. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait until it comes out of a rental to see it again and again and again. And that is Creed 2.
No, that goes in the honorable crap list. Piece of trash.
Oh, no.
No.
All right, you like Creed 2?
Pablo loved it. He loved crap. I was just joking. I mean, that's his honorable. That's his 5th movie. I'm not gonna make fun of his stuff. But
what's your 4th one, Pablo?
Oh no, you say your 5th one.
Yeah, say your 5th. Yeah.
My 5th one was Solo, a Star Wars story. You know, people crap all over that film, but I think most of that is because of the backlash of what happened with The Last Jedi. I think that had that not happened, I think Solo would have been given a lot more love and attention. But the Star Wars fan base was like, there's a civil war going on right now inside the Star Wars fan base. Everybody's like, I don't want to see. I'm not gonna go see that because look what happened to Last Jedi, and I'm gonna So people are gonna like act like that. But I said, you know what? No, I want to go see it. So I went to see it, and guess what? I like it. As a matter of fact, I own it now because it's out on Blu-ray and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought it was very good. I loved how it all came out, and I loved the end. The end was pretty revealing there. I was like, oh, I lost my mind. So, it tied in well with the other prequel, kind of like, the Clone Wars and not the Clone Wars so much, but Rebels, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was. Solo, actually, that's a pretty good pick. It's funny. I totally forgot that movie came out last year. And to me, it was a decent movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty good movie. I picked that over Creed. I'll tell you that right now. If you tell me Solo or Creed, I'm like, go Solo.
You're going Solo?
I'm going Solo. I don't know about Creed, man. I don't know. I might have to see it again. Maybe not. All right, let's go, Paul. What's your number 4? Creed.
All right. Number 4, it's a movie that I actually saw a couple of weeks ago.
Another one?
It quickly climbed to my number 4 list. Now, this movie, it's a movie that was filmed very uniquely. Okay? It had a unique feel to it, and it's a movie that it's already been done before, and it was done well, but it felt a little gimmicky. Okay? And I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Unfriended.
No,
I didn't see that.
You never seen Unfriended?
I saw bits of it. I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing.
It was not bad, especially you, Ralph, because you're a big horror fan.
Yeah.
It's actually very good. I've enjoyed Unfriended, but it all takes place in front of a computer screen.
Oh, I know what movie this is.
So the whole movie, it's in front of a screen, and they'll go through like Facebook and social media, and sometimes they'll go to Skype. So that's how you kind of see the actors when they're talking to each other through Skype or FaceTime. So everything is done through a computer. That's what I meant about gimmick.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt a little gimmicky, but it actually worked for Unfriended. I thought it was okay. Right. So this movie that came out was the same exact format. Everything took place in front of the computer screen. But this one did it right. And it was such a good and powerful movie. And the movie is Searching.
Mm.
Yes, I highly recommend this movie. It's actually showing up in a lot of people's top 10. The acting is great. I forget his name, but I know that he's the guy from Star Trek.
That's Harold and
Not Sulu.
Kumar.
Yes, he's Sulu from Star Trek.
Right. Which they. Oh, I don't even want to go into that.
Yeah, that's another thing I heard about the Star Trek. But anyway, but yeah, this is my it's my number 4 movie of 2018. That's how good this movie was. Searching. Definitely check it out.
You know, it's funny the way you described the movie. Modern Family did that. The way to do the episode, they did it just like that. It was through an Apple laptop, and then the whole thing they were emailing and doing the whole thing. It was actually a pretty good episode. I think they won an Emmy for that episode.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. Ralph,
My number 4 is I was expecting this movie so much during this past year. Like, okay, let's see what they're gonna do with this. Because there were a lot of things I took issue with when I found out what they were gonna do with it.
oh, I already know.
I was like, all right. And then when it finally came out, I was like, you know what? It was good.
I don't know what it is.
You know what it is?
Halloween 2018.
Oh,
You notice it wasn't even in Pablo's list. Not
I'm
even,
not
as
even my
honorable
honorable
mention.
mention.
No,
That-
man. Let me tell you, I really enjoyed it. I loved. I mean, though, I love the idea. This is my main thing about it. That they took the enigma of Michael Myers, of who he was from the very first 1978 classic, and they did their bestest to pretty much get back into what that was about. Not the whole he's Michael Myers, that's his sister and he's chasing her, and then there's a cult and there's a guy with a hat, and no, all of that goes away, and it's all about just a mindless killer just killing on Halloween night. That was the original idea. That was what John Carpenter and Deborah Hill wrote about, and this movie honored that. It really did. It was great to see Jamie Lee Curtis back to reprise her role as Laurie Strode, and how that developed. So I really, really, really liked it. I liked what they did with it. There was a couple of things about it I was like, well, that was kind of weird, but aside from that, it was really good. My horror and coffee review with Victor and my Strange Planet channel, we both gave it 3 coffee cups. It was that good. So there it is.
It's funny, when this movie came out, we were trying to do what we're doing now with Halloween, and I think we crapped all over that movie. I think I remember we crapped all over it.
I thought that at the third act is where the movie really fell apart, to the point that it kind of
destroyed the movie.
Yeah, it ruined it for me a little bit. I do want to see it again, and I think I'm going to watch it this weekend. I know
It's already out. Yeah.
came out yesterday.
I picked up my copy already, so yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I don't like I if I buy a movie, I usually buy it
Digital?
Digital. I buy a digital copy. So I was debating whether to buy it or just rent it, because I don't know if I'm going to see it again past a second viewing.
See? That's the replay value that I was talking about. Does it have the replay value for you to buy and continue going, you know what, I want to see 2018? I agree with Pablo on this. I do want to catch one scene that the director talked about, is when he's in the burning fire. He said there's something in that imaging. So I do want to see for that, but I don't think I'm going to buy it. I might rent it. Like Pablo
Burning
said.
fire? Something in the image of the fire?
When the camera goes back and all you see is flames, he put something there. You have to catch it.
You mean at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check that out then.
Yeah, he put something there. There's something there. So in terms of Pablo, come on, what we got here? What's your number 3?
All right, my number 3 movie.
Pablo's like,
It's
all right. Damn it.
the only horror movie that I have on my top 5.
Okay.
Oh,
movie that came out early in the year.
Mm.
oh, I,
It is a horror movie. Although
Yeah,
some might consider maybe not so much like it's pure horror. I don't think it's like pure horror, like something like Hereditary or any of those movies, like The
Demonic.
Nun, something like that. But this movie was so well done. It was John Krasinski's directorial debut,
Oh, I already know.
and he knocked it out of the park. And that is A Quiet Place. That's my number 3. Great movie, great movie, and it is a horror movie, right? You would consider that a horror. It definitely falls in the horror genre.
You know, it's kind of hard because it's not as much horror.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
more drama, suspense, more. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah, it's like
pinpoint and to label.
Yeah,
but
it's like Signs with
Yes.
M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Like
yes.
that, it reminded me of Signs. That's what exactly, because you don't know what Signs is. Is it an alien movie or a family movie?
no, Science was good though.
Oh no, I'm not saying it
No,
was
I love
garbage.
Signs,
I
yeah.
love Signs. It's a
No,
great
but
movie.
you're right. That's a
Yeah.
great comparison to what kind of movie or genre this is. But
Yeah.
definitely, it does lean towards the side of horror.
It
Because
does.
there's the tension,
Mhm.
and it is scary. I mean, there are some really frightening parts.
The beginning.
So, the opening sequence is great.
Yeah, that's how
Great,
it
great.
sucked
Well,
you
yeah.
in.
You know, I have to admit, I mean, yeah, the horror element is there, but it's more to me like more of a movie about survival, about how a family survives through this.
Yeah.
Doesn't even
Yeah.
explain much about where the monsters came from, why they're there. It doesn't even get into that. All it's about is about how this family is getting through it, and I think that's what brings you into it, being
Yeah,
in their place.
It's like going on a ride.
Right.
I don't need all the backstory. I don't need all the exposition. I just want to be scared and go along for the ride. And that's what this movie did. Like, I don't want a big backstory on how they came to be. They explained it perfectly with like
The
quick
newspapers. and all.
newspaper
Newspaper
clippings,
right?
yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah, that was enough.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the classic, show don't tell.
Yes.
Yes, and it was perfect. It was done perfectly. So I loved it. That's my number 3.
I liked it too, man. Very good.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. A Quiet Place, I saw it once, but it left a big impact. Because now I want to see a part 2, which they're working on anyway. But I'm like, it could be a one and done. But this is Hollywood. Everything has to be a franchise. So that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, I agree with you on this one. Quiet Place was a kind of sleeper of the 2018.
Yeah.
By
By the way, speaking of sleeper, how do I hope none of them snored while they slept.
most likely they put a pillow over their face or something. But again,
Yeah. My number 3, right? We're up to 3.
yeah.
Is believe it or not a horror film too. It's not A Quiet Place though. It is Hereditary. And Pablo is shaking his head because if you recall, those of you who remember the podcast in the past, how much Pablo hated Hereditary. It was horrible, and I could see how it could be looked at that way. When I was in the theater, though, and experienced the film the way it was experienced, I had a hard time going to bed that night.
Ah.
Lights on, man. Yo, dude, I was freaked. I was like, okay, a movie like has not disturbed me like this to this level in a very long time. Very long time.
Did you see it, Alex?
No.
The idea, the visuals, the disturbing visualizations of, so you find yourself looking at every corner in the house to see if you're missing something. It's like that. But at the same time, it also sees pretty much a spiritual breakdown of a family unit that has been pretty much doomed from the start. There was no hope here. But how it unravels that way, I mean, a lot of people took this film and made it akin to a movie like Rosemary's Baby and mixed in with something like The Conjuring. Though there might have been elements of both in this film, with its own unique twist to it that would, at the end, make people probably shake their heads. But at the same time, you get it. You know what I mean? I look, in the 1970s, there was a lot of flux. There was a huge flux of horror films, and late 60s too, that had to do with, devil worship and cults, and we shall sacrifice this, to Lucifer, and they stab it or whatever, right? And
well, what that has to do with the damn movie pick?
Easy.
That's why I love it.
Easy. There's an influence there that you see it.
Oh, got you. Because
you know what I mean?
People in the chat.
What it reminded me of. That's what it reminded me of. Okay. What happened in the chat?
In the chat, they said the movie was okay, but Quiet Place was better.
But it's its own. You can't really compare the two. They're two different kind of animals.
Horror? Okay.
Well, they're two different kind of animals. Like I said, that one was more about survival. This one was spiritual decimation at a disturbing level.
Man, that's a big word.
That was the way I would call that Hereditary. It was, and that was what was creepy about it. It was creepy and disturbing. When you put those two in the right ways and dish them out the right ways, you get a formula for what I thought was arguably the best horror film of 2018. There, I said it.
Wow. I have a feeling my wife is going to watch this thing and she's going to be like, let's watch Hereditary. And I'm going to be like, I hate you guys. Most likely this is going to happen because I'm not big on the horror stuff.
I know you get,
but I get scared easily. You can have a puppet in front of me and I'll freak out.
Yeah.
Your number 3.
My number 3. And
finally,
it's weird. It's weird.
It's
funny. I thought about it now and I'm going, man, my number 3, I forgot to put the poster up and I'm like, now I'm mad. It's a movie that I thought I would not like, but I actually liked it and I enjoyed. And that was Venom. I enjoyed Venom. I did not know about
Venom is your number 3.
It's my number 3. I
Top
enjoyed
movies
it.
of 2018.
That's my number 3. That is my number 3. I enjoyed it. Not to the point that I'm going to run out and buy it and go all freaking crazy, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty cool flick.
You're not going to buy it?
No, I'm not buying it.
You're not going to watch it again?
Oh, no. And it falls under my guidelines of the
replay.
No, I know my guidelines. Yeah, but if I had to pick a movie, out of Halloween and all the lists that you people provided me, I kind of enjoyed Venom. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, it was a cool movie. Come on, the Tom Hardy and Venom interacting, I thought that was like the best part of the movie. I mean, the CGI was god awful. Lord Almighty, that CGI was god awful. I was like, man, Sony, you guys got so much money, and Venom looked like crap on screen. But I liked the whole interaction when he said he's the loser in his planet, just like him. I thought that was funny. I started laughing. Oh, this dude's an idiot. But yeah, I enjoyed Venom. That's pretty good. I mean, I should just say I like Predator too at this point. If I like crap.
You mean the Predator?
Yeah, the Predator. The Predator.
It's like Predators. The
no,
Predator.
But yeah. I mean, no, I'm just joking. Venom is not my number 3 of 2018. Surprisingly, it's gonna be weird because I'm like, I saw it once, but Solo, I agree with Ralph. I enjoy Solo.
That's your number 3?
That's my real number 3. Right. Solo is my real number 3, not Venom. I thought it was a cool generic story. Did we need a Han Solo movie? No, we did not need it. No. But they did it anyway.
No, we didn't need
and it was a cool, it was a cool adventure. And that was what it's supposed to be. And you know what? Ron Howard did a good job on it for his first time doing a Star Wars movie. And
what he was given.
Yeah, what he was given, because we don't know what the first director did. So
if he was on board like from the beginning,
it would have been a 360 movie.
Yeah, I think it would have been. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was I thought it was a really good movie. Someone online said Meg was a good horror movie too. Oh my god! You know, it's funny. Let me just tell a quick story. Me and Pablo went to see Meg in the Alamo Theater, and I think I would have got kicked out if Pablo because he kept kicking me under the table because you can't talk in the Alamo. Yeah, he kept kicking me, and we're laughing because it was a horrible movie. Meg was not good. I mean, the first half was actually it kept us in it, but then it just became
Yeah,
a
you know what's
horrible
funny
movie.
about that movie? My daughter and I went. I took her to see it. My youngest, and I guess it was because it was her and just me. We had so much fun. We actually had fun watching the movie. We were like laughing and just enjoying the whole thing. Like, oh, the shark. It was fun. It was fun. That's all.
All right, Pablo, what's your number 2?
All right, my number 2.
Oh, he's getting serious now.
Uh-oh.
He getting warmed up. What's your number 2?
Look
All
out.
right. My number 2 is probably one of the best action movies I've seen in recent years. And I am so happy that they just announced that they're going to continue with this franchise, that they brought back the same director for this franchise, and that they're doing the back to back. They're filming it back to back, and it's either going to be a two-parter or maybe not a two-parter, but it's definitely going to be connected to each other somehow. And they're going to come out like one summer after the next, which is really cool. But putting all that aside, this is by far the best the best movie of the franchise and one of the best action flicks I've seen in recent years, and that's Mission Impossible Fallout. That is my number 2. That is such a great movie. I've seen it 3 times, and it's a movie that I just want to see it again and again. The action sequence, it's outstanding. It's the movie that we needed. It's the action flick that we needed. As much as we love the superhero movies, as much as we love all this crazy CGI stuff that they can do on the screen now, sometimes you just want to see some good, real action. They blow stuff up and it's a real explosion. You see somebody falling and it's someone's falling. Just the backdrop is not green screen; it's an actual backdrop. And that's what this movie gave us. So hats off to Tom Cruise for just being the craziest person in Hollywood,
Does
and
his own stunts.
and learns. If he doesn't know how to fly a helicopter and they want to do a helicopter scene, he's like, "Hey, I'll learn how to fly a helicopter."
Yeah.
like that. Who else in Hollywood is going to go out of the way and do that and learn how to halo jump? Things like that. Amazing. Love Mission Impossible Fallout. That's my number 2.
Yeah, it's funny. Mission Impossible. It's a great action flick. I love my action flicks. I mean, if you go, oh, what's your expertise? I'm not an expert, but if I had to pick my top gender, it would be action.
Genre.
Hey, I mean, I could name you action movies after action movie. That's why with this movie, yes, it does have great action scenes, but it's the same plot as Goldfinger 007, which is from 1970 something. That's why when I was in the theater, I was like, okay, it was great. I mean, but if you're a 007 fan, you will know the plot line. But if you're not, it's a great entertainment. I mean, it's a spy movie. I mean, they're all going to have the same thing. The guy's going to have a warhead. It's going to blow off in 2 seconds, and then he's going to pin, and then he saves the day. I mean, you know it. I prefer the nuke going off because it would be mad hilarious, but you got it. Tom Cruise, you're right. Tom Cruise did do his own stunts. He learned the helicopter that day that he did the stunt, and they did mad. That's why you got to see the extra footage, bonus scenes of him doing his stunts. It is one of the craziest, scariest things you see on TV. It's nuts. But yes, Fallout was the best action movie of 2018, hands down. I mean, they don't come out with action movies anyway, so it's like you can't put it against something else because those genres are kind of pretty much dead. Ralph.
My number 2 is, and this came out of left field for me. I didn't see this one coming, but boy, did I have so much fun with this movie. It was such a joyride going through. I'll definitely get it when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
That's kind of high.
Awesome.
High.
It is high because I walked in there and it brought back so many memories. It had a lot of nostalgia to it. For those of you who are really who go way back in the day with Spider-Man cartoons, I hope you watched the post-credit scene at the end. That was perfect. It was so much fun. You know what I liked about it? The graphics were amazing. Like there was some parts. I was watching some parts of it that made me think, wait a minute, is that real or is that a cartoon? Like sometimes I couldn't tell. You know, like the setting, the like the street looked like it was real. You know, like it wasn't a drawn cartoon, that it was real. I had to do a double take many times, and I loved that. I loved that I had to do that. It was the best cartoon film I had seen in years, years by far. They did such an amazing job with this idea of different universes with different people being bit by a spider and going through the same thing that Peter Parker went through. And they all kind of get together to try to stop this one common threat. And I just thought it was just so much fun. It was hilarious as heck. I laughed so much.
It was very funny.
It really was. It really was, man. I had such a great time. So yeah, that's my number 2.
Oh, my number 2 is Avengers: Infinity War. Look, hands down. Look, Marvel can't do wrong at this point. They could put out crappy characters that no one knows, and it looks like it's gonna be like a hit coming down the line. They haven't had a bad movie yet. I haven't seen a bad movie yet. I mean, besides Ant-Man and Wasp, but that was still enjoyable to watch if you enjoy it, and it connects. They perfected the connecting the storylines through universes. That's what Marvel perfected.
Yeah.
And I give them a lot of respect, but this movie takes connecting storylines to the next level. You had over 30 actors, big time actors, not no little actors. I'm talking about A-list, almost A-list celebrities at this point. From Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., Israel Elzaba, whatever his name is. You got Scarlett Johansson. I mean, Jesus, you got Josh Brolin as Thanos. Again, they figured out a way to put everybody in a scene. Everyone shined when it needed to shine. And when the villain does his snappity doodah and everyone goes and disappears, you felt it. You felt it. Even Spider-Man, you were like, holy moly. Like, this thing is getting real.
Heartbreaking one, man.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. And I think this movie was, I mean, my number 2 could have been easily my number 1. But this movie, hands down, was one of the best comic book movies in 2018. And now, Aquaman did come out, and everyone's going to be, oh, Aquaman came out in 2018, but I'm not going to count that because it's towards the ending of the year. At this point, I'm not. It's like the Oscars. They have the movie. I'm not going to.
Yeah,
I could have threw it in my movie.
Coming out with films, I'm like, I didn't even know about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, Aquaman, if I would have put it in it would have been my number 4. If I just thought about it now, Aquaman would have been up there. Aquaman, I'll just say it quick. Aquaman was a hell of a good movie. Would I see it again? No, I hated the CGI and I thought it was way too long of a movie. But as a standalone, the movie was excellent. It was one of the best movies DC put out. I enjoyed it. I was like, you know what? Great. And one thing I want to say is about DC or whatever, the reason why Wonder Woman and Aquaman is getting so much respect out there is because they didn't have no counterpartners to compare it to. Whereas Batman and Superman had like 6 movies that everyone could go, Christopher Reeves was the best one. And then in terms of Batman, you got Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Kristen Bale. I mean, you Val Kilmer, George Clooney. You got so many characters you got to compare to when Batman movie comes out. You're screwed because you're comparing it to every other person. Aquaman, you can't. Jason Momoa is the only Aquaman. So you sit there and you have to go through the plot. And you know what? He did a hell of a job for the material he did. Good for James Wan. That's my number 4. Avengers is my number 2. And now, Pablo, what is your number 1 movie of 2018?
Avengers: Infinity War.
Look at that. Well, look at that. Look at that. So go ahead. Why? Wasn't the number 1?
You went through everything just now.
You know what? Just for the sake of argument, I'll just put it out there. That's my number 1 also.
Oh, really? Okay. My number 1.
For the same reasons. And, the whole accumulation of everything for the last 10 years or so has been leading up to Infinity Wars, man, with all these other stories, sub-stories, and superhero lines, and their storylines, and you learn about them and how it comes all together to this one film, which is now making everybody thirsting. Okay, they're drooling out of their mouths for Endgame, which is coming out when in May, right? Or
May.
April
or April.
26th.
Wait,
April
what's it?
25th.
March is Captain Marvel. March, and then okay, you're right.
And
April
then
26th.
this thing
Yes.
is April, yeah. So we're all like gonna be like, oh my god, I can't wait. So we're gonna see how this works out. We already saw the trailer for Endgame, so I guess we'll see what happens there. It looks pretty good based on what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, my number one, it was Pablo's number two. My number one was Mission Impossible Fallout. I love action movies. I'm not saying I'm getting sick or tired of comic books. It's just getting to the point that it's saturating the industry, if you want to say. It's very too much comic books right now. And for me, if I see a good action movie and it holds up to the point that I go, man, this movie, I could see it over and over. Even on TV, I could put it on from any place of the movie. For me, this is my number one. Yes, Infinity War, of course, as a comic book movie, is always going to be number one for 2018, which it rightfully so. For me, Fallout, Tom Cruise did a hell of a job on this, like Pablo said. There's really not much to it. I'm not going to add, but again, 2 Infinity Wars, Fallout, that's a pretty good mix for a 2018 best of. It's not the same comic book number one ruled, which it did in this one. It's 2-1. But so let's get to what are your guys' 2018 best of movies you guys saw. You can put it in the chat. We're gonna give you a sneak peek of our 2019.
Oh, you're
prediction.
talking to the.
I'm talking to the people here. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the people in the
I
chat.
thought you were talking to us. I was like, wait, didn't we
Wait
just
a minute,
give
didn't
up?
we-
No,
The
no,
Rob
no,
Smith?
no, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm talking to the people in the chat. What was your best movies of 2018?
Oh, okay.
Talk to us.
Yes, talk to us. Give us a sneak peek. We're gonna give you a sneak peek of next week's episode, which is our 2019 predictions. It's just
Most
a sneak peek.
anticipated.
Most anticipated movies of 2019. And Angelina said Infinity War was hers.
Okay, cool.
So of course, comic book. You can't go wrong with a freaking comic book movie at this point. So go ahead, guys. What is your most? Just you pick one, and next week's episode we'll go more into every movie that's coming out, month by month. Ralph, what is your most anticipated movie of 2019?
Well, next to the obvious, which those of you who know me,
right.
Would be Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
That's your most anticipated movie of 2019?
No,
Interesting.
no, not my most.
Huh? No, what's your what's your big one?
Star Wars Episode 9, of course.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
that's
what I
what we're
was-
talking about.
Right. I didn't want to give it away.
No, you're not giving it away because we're gonna go month by month next week.
But I just did.
What? No, yeah, we would.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, well, don't have
Yeah.
to tune in next week now.
Yeah. So you got Star Wars.
What else
Pablo.
Ralph is gonna say?
No, I want to save it.
No, all right. Well, mine's. I'm gonna let you know
I
right
had to
now.
let go of mine,
don't
right?
take-
No,
David.
mine's. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Because it's 2 of them, but this
And what are we
one,
going to talk about next week?
huh? Well, we're gonna talk about all of them, from Aladdin to Lion King to everyone. Every month, we're gonna go through every month, and we're gonna give you the top movies that are coming out in 2019.
No,
And we're
that's
gonna
not how we
predict-
did it last year.
Yeah, we did. We predicted how much they're gonna make, and then we went on.
No,
we
no,
go.
by the month.
Yeah, by the month.
Month.
But last year last year when we did our episode, it was our top 5 anticipated movies of 2019, and we did it the same way we did this. There's
Oh,
a format
no.
here, people. There's a
Well-
format. We have a format. We have a
For
system.
those of you who want the system to change, comment below and
Well, anyway, I'm just gonna let you know right now. Tomorrow, my most anticipated movie is dropping. John Wick 3, Chapter 3 is dropping tomorrow. The trailer. That
the
is
trailer,
my
yeah, that's
most anticipated movie 2019. I don't care about no Endgame. I don't care about Will Smith as the blue stupid genie in Aladdin. Mine is Keanu Reeves whooping some dude's butts from here to there, killing
why
everybody.
doesn't he have to be blue though? That's racist.
Oh, is it? No, he is blue. Isn't he blue? He's blue in the movie. No, but yeah, I'm waiting for that. I think Fallout was my number one. Oh, Lord Almighty. If they know how to close out Chapter 3, which I hope they do, that's going to be my most anticipated. I don't care. They bring back everybody in Infinity War. I don't care. They come back from the dust. Just let them come back. Because
Well, why you
John
got to
Wick.
put down other movies to make John Wick
I'm not
bigger,
putting down
like,
the movies. I'm saying for me,
know,
it's gonna be John Wick. How am I putting down the movies? I'm
which
not
is
gonna see
fine.
Aladdin. We all
Which
saw
is-
Aladdin.
No, but which is fine. Your most anticipated movie is John Wick. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. But it's like when you say that, it's like you putting, all right, let me put all these other movies down so I can elevate John Wick up. You don't have to. Avengers could be, but you just say, I don't care about if they bring 1 million people. Why? And
No, I mean, I
could
don't.
be a
I mean,
good.
It's gonna
Avengers
be a
could
$2
be a
billion
good
movie. We already know it's gonna be $2 billion. We, I
Don't
mean,
put it
everyone
down.
could.
You
I'm
said-
not putting it down. I'm just saying for an action movie. I'm just saying for anyone that's an action junkie, they're gonna put down whatever it is. Like
No,
it
then-
comes out
then
in
You
May.
don't have to put something down to elevate something up.
I'm
You
not gonna
can
elevate.
say, like for example, for me, my most I'm gonna throw it out. Anticipated movie is Star Wars. That doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to, Godzilla. Doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to the new Terminator, which is something I'm looking forward to.
Oh, that's another one.
Doesn't,
Oh, that's right. With the
yeah. Doesn't mean I'm looking forward to Avengers, and it doesn't mean I'm looking forward to John Wick. I'm a big fan of John Wick series and Keanu Reeves. I'm looking forward to Toy Story. But I don't have to put those down to make my movie like stand out. You can,
I'm looking forward to John Wick.
Yes.
I give 2 craps for Aladdin and Lion
Okay,
King.
that's fine.
All
That's
those,
fine. Yeah.
all
I know those you don't like. Which
I don't
give
like
it to
those.
you.
In terms of Avengers and other movies, which I will go see in the theater because I enjoy watching them, I'm not putting those down. I'm just saying in terms of John Wick, that's my most anticipated because I love action movies. I'm not putting those movies down except the Disney reboots that we already saw. Those I would not even step in the foot to see. But I would not for you, I would not put those movies down except Aladdin and all that.
That
I would do.
that I understand.
But
that I'm
other
with
than
you
that,
there.
I would not do it for Avengers. So for John Wick, tomorrow the trailer drops. Everyone, just to
How
let
about
you
Star
know.
Wars?
Star Wars. I mean, of course. I
forward
mean,
to
that's of course. I'm going to see what Kylo Ren and his Knight of Ren is going to do to people, bro.
Let me tell you, when
I'm
that
waiting
trailer,
for that.
when that first trailer drops, we're talking.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we're talking. We're
talking.
going because I know I'm going to go opening night. That's
And remember, out of the 3 of us, you're the one who liked Last Jedi the most.
I loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
So-
Last Jedi. I saw it twice in the theater, and I saw it multiple times on 4K. Oh, I was all up in that movie. Oh, I loved it. I thought it was a different movie out of the
It was
trilogy.
definitely all right.
It was. I thought it was
Well,
a
the
good
other
movie.
ones were really good.
Huh? I'm just.
Don't
I-
get
look,
Rob started.
I'm not gonna get Ralph started. Look, I'm just saying is I'm looking forward to it because I want to see how this story ends. I hope it's a long movie that's actually really good, but because we don't know, it could be a 3-hour or a 2-parter. I mean, we don't know what was going on because there's no, which I like, is no leaks coming out, which is good.
This thing is
It's super
tight.
sealed. Yeah.
Very tight, yeah.
Yeah, if someone says something, someone's gonna get killed. I think that's how Disney's rocking it. Yeah, someone gets sniped or something. Like this guy's car flipped in the highway. Like why? He leaked out a page on the script or something.
Yeah,
Like,
something in the trunk.
yeah, he had the final script in the trunk and someone hijacked it. This guy, like they did in Fallout. Remember when they're trying to get the bad guy and they mapped out how to get him? That's what they're gonna do with the guy with the carrier for the scripts. That's what they're gonna. He's gonna do the script. They're gonna meet him there.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, they're really holding on tight on that one.
Well, Jose said Ready Player One was really good.
It was.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was all right. It was good. Steven Spielberg.
It had his moments. It had his moments.
Oh, Angelina said, "Tell him, Pablo." Wow. Yeah, someone's gonna be sleeping on the couch.
Oh,
No, just
You.
joking. Yes, tell him.
You,
I'm not sleeping on the
you,
couch.
Alex.
No, but no, no, but seriously, thanks for your quote. Let's end it.
Actually, click. Okay.
Thanks. Hey, we're back to the show. No, but yeah, Ready Player One was an interesting movie, but I prefer them in the Oasis more than out of the Oasis. That's my opinion. When they were in the virtual reality, I thought the movie was amazing. I was
Right.
like, yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, it was
Again,
fun.
Steven Spielberg is an amazing director, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy could do any type of movie. I think it's really good. I haven't seen. I mean, he did the cartoon thing that flopped, but I bet it was a good movie if you watched it. That TBG or whatever it was called. That floppity
Oh, the
doodah.
big giant.
Yeah, the one that it was his favorite book when he was a kid.
I
He
didn't
did the
see
movie.
Iron
I didn't
Giant.
see it either.
Oh, he didn't do the Iron
He
Giant.
didn't do Iron Giant.
Oh,
That's Brad Bird.
Yeah.
okay.
TBG. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It was like a big
Yeah. The
ogre
big,
or
that
something.
The big giant thing. Yeah.
I'm looking for Indiana Jones 5. I don't know why. I've been watching Indiana Jones nonstop. I don't know why.
Look, well, because Netflix just picked it up too.
Well, Netflix and Amazon
And
has it
Amazon
also.
has it, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been watching that and The Mummy back to back.
Look,
I don't
Even
know
though
why.
Netflix is like, oh, $13 now.
15.
13.
Joking.
When is Indiana Jones coming up?
I think they said 5 years from now when he's 91. Because they need a more authentic old person. So they were like, you know what? Let's push it back till he's like 90, 91, and then he could tell a good story. Like, I don't know why Indiana Jones taking so long to make.
Pike and stuff in the original Star Trek. Like,
No, honestly, look, I know he's filming the West Side Story remake. That's great. Steven Spielberg could do whatever the hell he wants, but when it comes to an actor that's aging very, very, very gracefully at his, because he's looking kind of old right now. You should have did that project first and then went to West Side Story, because by the time you come out with Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford is gonna be like going in a stretcher, like in one of those stretchers in the red carpet.
it's going to be called Indiana Jones and the Drool Cup.
In the Drew. I'm just picturing the red carpet and gonna be like, oh my God, Harrison. And he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, hey.
They'll slow down the music.
Yeah. And then when he walks by, it's like, and just finish it.
Oh, God.
Oh my
That's
God,
messed
well,
up.
that's messed up. You guys.
Harrison
Oh,
Ford ain't going to be a fan of ours. He's going to be like, I don't like Wide Range Media very much.
Oh man, Jose said
gotta
that
block
Jose said Indiana Jones traded his whip for a
He's
walking
going to
cane.
block us on Twitter.
Jose said he trades his whip in for a walking cane. That's how he swings. He uses it. He goes, "Hey!"
That's how he gets from the kitchen to the bedroom. I gotta use the bathroom.
He just swings like that. Oh, when he takes a shower, he holds on to, like, he puts it on a hook and he holds on so he can shower because he's too
He
fragile.
won't slip and fall.
Yeah, so he's holding on. Because of the pressure, it's too hard. He's like, oh.
The action scene.
Indiana Jones and the shower pressure. That's his new movie, Indiana Jones and the shower pressure. He's like, oh. Yeah, he's so stupid. He said because he might fall and slip.
I can't get up.
Yeah, just picture that. He's holding on to the stupid hook and he's just like, oh. And you play the music, mad slow.
Oh, my God.
No, we're gonna end it here. Again, next week's show is gonna be our most anticipated of 2019.
Even though we already gave.
We gave away some of the big movies, but there's a lot of big movies coming out next year.
Yeah. We'll get more into them next week.
Yeah, we'll go deeper into it. Who's directing it? What if the plot is revealed? We'll talk about the plot and if we think it's gonna be a hit or miss. On the box office, and then we're gonna write them down. And then when the movies come out, we're gonna evaluate our hit or misses in the box office.
Exactly.
But other than that, I would like to thank everybody in the chat that joined us today. Again,
Join
you
us
could
next week.
Yes, join us next week for the most anticipated 2019. I want to know what your 2019 and most anticipated movie of 2019 is. Just leave it a comment below. Again, you could call us in. We didn't do that yet. I'm gonna work on that. I'll put the number up for next week. I just want to tap into this one more time before we do it next week when we open the phone lines. We have you on the show. Also, But other than that, I think that's pretty much it in terms of wide range media. Again, hit the like button if you like this episode. Subscribe. Yeah, help us get to 100 subscribers so we can get that.
Tap on the bell so you can get notifications.
Yes, once we go live. Help us get to that 100 subscriptions so we could get that custom link so you guys could just find us easier on YouTube.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it. I'm Alex Figueroa, and then my two co-hosts are.
And I'm Pablo.
And this is Ralph Perez.